Imagine a cave with a prisoner chained and forced to look at a bare wall. On this wall, shadows are projected behind the prisoner. The shadows are all he will ever see and all he will ever know. This is Plato's allegory of a cave. Plato surmises that this prisoner will assume that the shadows are the extent of existence. The entire world is only made of shadows. Now let's change the scenery. Let's add a 65-inch plasma television, Dolby's stereo surround sound, and hundreds of channels featuring trash TV. What we get is death by television. To understand the dangers of the allegory of the cave and television, let's explore history. The Mayan Empire was the greatest of the American empires at its time. The Mayan Empire lasted well over 1,000 years. Jared Diamond explored how this greatest of Native American empires tumbled because the last royal family was completely disconnected from the common people living in the great cities. Famine and environmental catastrophe were decimating the Mayan people, but the Mayan king was unaware, locked in his ivory tower. Disconnection from the real world destroyed this great empire. Now imagine if it wasn't just the royal family who were blind to the outside world. Imagine if it was every family, unaware of fixable problems which, left untreated, would cause immense damage. Mary Wynn explores this disconnection television creates in her essay, TV, the Plug-in Drug. This is the insidious nature of watching television, a group activity that separates us. Gone are the days of talking at the dining room table and playing board games. If television separates family members, how isolated is the typical TV viewer from the world outside their window? The danger of television isn't just the disconnection from the real world. Television is the biggest promoter of our modern vices. Since the beginning, television has blurred the line between programming and advertising. In the essay Kid Customers, Eric Schlosser examines social studies that show how pervasive advertising is to children watching television. The children recognize Joe Camel as easily as Mickey Mouse, and their favorite advertising was for Budweiser. In the early days of television, one of the most common sponsors was tobacco companies. Viewers, young and old, would be continually bombarded with cigarette messages.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay. How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Today, television is still filled with ads featuring vices. Caffeine, alcohol, pharmaceutical drugs, cars, pollutants are all very common. Most food advertising pitches junk food. The problem isn't just product endorsement, however. A television station that relies entirely on its revenue from sponsors might be reticent to broadcast a news item that may shine a negative light on a paying customer. The station risks more than just losing one sponsor, as other advertisers may reward a competing station which will ignore broadcasting negative news on potential sponsors. In the allegory of the cave, the prisoner was chained and immobilized to forever watch the shadows on the wall. Today, the chains that bind us to television are figurative. We just need the resolve to reach for the remote. We cannot afford to continue tuning into television and tuning out the real world.